to a shining star. And I'm sure that has informed the decision of the Guild to bring this all-important program to Jenagua, the capital of Bayelsa State. And I think if I haven't done a good job, it is after round of applause. Your Excellency, this a high-profile group of persons. They are here for a courtesy call. But before I'll invite the leader to state the reason for this courtesy call, I'd like to request one of our own, a man who has himself held several positions, editor of the state newspaper at some point, later secretary of the NUJ, and now is at the guild level still doing what we know him for. I'm talking about no other person than Fred Fabo, who will quickly introduce the leadership and members of the guild here before the remarks of the leader of the delegation. And it is on that note, Your Excellency, I'd like to, at this point, with all respect, request Fred Fabo to step forward and do the introductions. Let's please put our hands together for him.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Bayelsa State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, members of the State Executive Council, the Head of Service, the Acting President of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, gentlemen of the press, permit me, fellows of the Guild here present, gentlemen of the press. Permit me, Your Excellency, to formally introduce to you members of this high-profile delegation, like my colleague Ibiabi has just mentioned. This is a very strong team. This is the media in Nigeria. Without wasting much time, may I start by introducing the leader of this delegation, the acting president of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, Malam Garba Din Mohammed. We have before us the former president of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, the general manager, editor-in-chief of Vanguard newspapers, and a fellow of the Guild, Mr. Binga Adefaye. We also have in our midst today a very senior colleague, Mr. Ray Epo, a fellow of the Guild. Next to Mr. Ray Epo is a former Chief Executive of Champion Newspapers, Mr. Ima Agu, another fellow of the Guild. Seated next to me, on my immediate left, is another former Managing Director of the Sketch newspapers, a learned friend of His Excellency, Barrister Mrs. Modupe Ajayi. We have also in our midst the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of one of Nigeria's leading channels, television. I also have in this house this morning another fellow of the Guild and former Chief Executive of Daily Independent Newspapers, Mr. James Abandon. Mr. Steve Ayorini is the Vice President West of the Guild. Mr. Suleiman Ubagaya, Vice President North. Mrs. Victoria Iba is the General Secretary of the Guild. Mrs. Mary Atolagbe, Assistant Secretary. Mr. Ogban Akwaji is a Permanent Secretary in the Cross River State Civil Service and Treasurer of the Guild. Mrs. Funke Egbemode, Social Publicity Secretary, the Managing Director, Editor-in-Chief of the Telegraph newspaper. Mrs. Juliet Njowo, Director of Publications, River State Newspaper Corporation, is the member of the Standing Committee. Mr. Ken Ubeche, the publisher of The Economist, Political Economist, is another Standing Committee member of the Guild. Chief Ken Njoku, the only chief in the house, in the executive, is the former general manager of Imo State newspapers. We also have in our midst Mr. Austin Elewodalu, a director in Voice of Nigeria. Mr. Sebastian Abu is another member of the Standing Committee present here. Madam Sani Adamu, Deputy Editor-in-Chief, member of the Deputy Editor-in-Chief, News Agency of Nigeria, and Standing Committee member. Mr. Ray Echebiri is a member Standing Committee. We also have in our midst Mr. Mustafa Issa. Mr. Mustafa Issa is the head news television radio of Silverbed. My name is Frederick Fabo, the Vice President East of the Guild. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, truly, I think I was right in my description that they are high-profile personalities, and I think from the introduction, it's been made manifest. Let's please put down together for Fred Fabo. At this point, it is my pleasure to very respectfully invite this very passionate countryman, Governor of Bayelsa State, His Excellency, Honorable Henry Siraka, to now make his response. Let's please put down together.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Deputy Governor of our great state, let me also acknowledge the presence of the former Deputy Governor of our state, Right Honorable Ebibi, who is here with us, the Secretary to Government, the head of the service, and members of the State Executive Council, my brother, our friend, and as all everybody can see, a fellow Bayelsan, the acting president of the Guild, fellows of the Guild, I would like to particularly appreciate the presence of the doyens, leaders of the media in Nigeria, and all of you, gentlemen, ladies of the press, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'd like to welcome you all happily to Bayelsa State, and particularly to the Governor's Lodge. This is about the first courtesy call that is taking place in the Governor's Lodge. Every other courtesy call that I have granted has had to take place in the conference hall of my office. But this one is special because we wanted to underscore that you, the leaders of our nation's media here in Bayelsa State, and particularly Government House, that you are home. Wanted to underscore that you are home. So I want to thank you all for coming, not just to Bayelsa, but also having this courtesy call here in my lodge. I thank you, Mr. Acting President, and the organizing committee, and indeed all of you for deciding to bring this conference, your 11th conference, I understand, to Bayelsa State at this particular time. Several years and decades dedicated and meritorious service to our country. And what you do, there's no doubt at all that you are all very good ladies and gentlemen. And therefore you are all good Bayelsans. So I would like to welcome you all home. I always tell people, particularly visitors to our country, I say, look, if you've not visited Bayelsa, you can't really claim that you have visited Nigeria. The reason is that this is, we call it the glory of all lands, but this is also the Jerusalem of the generation. And this is the center of gravity around which the Niger Delta revolves. You want to know about what is going on? You want to feel the pulse of the Niger Delta. You want to have an understanding of the challenges. You want to even have a fair understanding of the possibilities and prospects of the Niger Delta and of our country. You come to Bayelsa. So we are delighted to host you all. I understand this is the second time that the Guild will be having a conference here. And this is an opportunity for you all to explore that young lady of 19 is now getting ready to be a woman. And Funke knows that at 19, young lady is probably at her prettiest and expecting. The sky, the world is open before us at 19. And you are here, so I would like to use this opportunity to call on you all to discover Bayelsa. Enjoy the warmth and hospitality of our wonderful people. And we also hope to be part of your deliberations. I want to thank you, not just for coming, bringing this conference, but also for finding time to make this courtesy call. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Well, for those of us who had the wonderful opportunity of perhaps singing songs from the sacred songs and solos, otherwise known as Sankey, there's one particular hymn that says we are remembered by what we have done. This governor is already doing a lot, and we know he will still do more. And even for us in Bayelsa, and for those of you who are visiting, in years to come, we shall remember him by what he has done. Let's please put us together for a second for the governor. You have spoken so well, spoken like one who appreciates, and truly he appreciates your presence. And as you stay on, you will appreciate more of what he has in offer for you. At this point,
but you'll also see the rising sun, which tells us potentials and possibilities of this great land and its people. And you will see also the palm, the timeless oil palm, which even before the Nigerian nation, colonial masters called this place the oil rivers protectorate. The oil they talked about at that time was not crude oil. That has made everything crude. Not crude oil that has become thicker than blood. Not crude oil that has come brothers against brothers. And our nation becoming an insensitive nation. careless nation and a lazy nation. This is the timeless oil palm. And then you see the crocodile, which, like the German, is master of the land as well as the sea, survives on both. You will also see the shark, the white shark, which is also, by the way, one of my ancestral drum titles. Our Yoruba people call it Wiki. And when they say so, we say, we cross the ocean when it is roughest. That is me. But on top of it, you also see the level known for its tact and stealth and patience and capacity to take on an opponent when it becomes necessary. Now, these are the sacred signs and symbols of our people, our ancestors, handed down to us, which are the cornerstones of our restoration government of service and of integrity. On this very special visit, it's my singular honor and privilege to present this simple plaque to you as a token of our appreciation for this visit, and also as our own little way of appreciating the individual and collective contributions of all the leaders of our nation's media. For a nation can only be as good as its media. So we commend you all for what you have all been doing and continue to do. So on this note, I present this to you. Welcome and congratulations.
Sir, the media is gathering in Bayelsa. From what we see, what is the implication? How are we supposed to benefit in Bayelsa?
Yeah, I think this incidentally is the 11th session of the Nigerian Guilds Conference, and incidentally it's holding in Bayelsa State. It's also true that this is the second time it's been hosted here in Bayelsa State. It's very significant because it tells us the story of how tranquil and peaceful Bayelsa State is for dignitaries of high caliber. In fact, the media in Nigeria coming here to do their thing. It of course further exposes the very serene nature of our state to the rest part of the world, and indeed Nigeria. And I think they are having this rare time here from the past 24 hours that we've been here in Bayelsa State. Right. No incident whatsoever of insecurity was reported, and if you look at their faces, it smiles us through, and we are believing they are going to have a very warm deliberation in the course of stay here in Bayelsa State.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right.